Welcome back. After 10 months of being held by Somali pirates, the Egyptian ship MV Suez with its crew is on its way back to safety. However, it is currently negotiating its way through Somali waters. On the screen now, pictures of one of the ladies, Shamparia, the wife of one of the sailors on board, who's worked so hard to free her husband. She's knocked on the doors of various politicians, various ministers. Her case came up in Parliament only after she met BJP leader Sushma Swaraj. And today she says finally she's thankful to a Pakistani lawyer, Insar Barni, a human rights activist who actually helped negotiate this release. I'll going across to her now. Ms. Arya, what are your feelings today after months of working so hard to get your husband's case heard?
You know, if I say that there is euphoria everywhere, and in my family and even in my in-laws' family, everybody is, you know, a lot happy. And when I was receiving phone calls by Madhu Sharma and the auntie, Shimla auntie, they were all were crying, you know, everybody was crying, and I couldn't understand. It was out of like they are getting their children back, or they are unable to believe the fact that they are able to get back their beloved ones. And because Indian government remained indifferent in this matter, and lastly, with the help of Mr. Insar Barni, we could make it possible. That's why, you know, maybe a little bit they were unable to believe the fact. Will they really get their dear ones back?
So have you spoken to your husband so far? It must have been a very emotional conversation. What is he telling you?
Yes, 3 or 4 times I managed to speak to my husband, but again there was a fear in my mind because my husband was seeming a little bit mentally disturbed, and he was asking me again and again, Sampa, there is a long course of 16 hours that is very unsafe, and there is no warship is around, seeming around, and we are calling regularly Indian Navy, and nobody is receiving our phone calls. Even I had been given some numbers by my husband. Then I called on those numbers and nobody was picking up phones, and then I called like the office of External Affairs Minister, and you know what I was getting again? There was 1 number, 2nd number, 3rd number, 4th number, all numbers are safe in my diary, for God's sake. Then I again talked to Mr. Barni, and at least means I was feeling myself compelled to talk to Mr. Barni again, because no response at all about the security of the people.
Do you find it ironic? Do you find it strange that you are calling a human rights activist in Pakistan to get help for you in India?
Yes, of course, it was very scary for me, because once a time I heard my Dadaji saying कि बेटा जिंदगी में किसी सच्चे मुसलमान की दोस्ती से बढ़ के कभी कोई तोहफा नहीं होता. But at that time I was just taking those words, oh Dadaji, but I really felt for him कि हाँ, सच्चा मुसलमान, the word was coming to my mind. And again, when I was watching television programs since my childhood, India, Pakistan. So you know what was coming to my mind? There is nowhere India, Pakistan. If it is India and Pakistan, then just because of these poor politicians.
So that's actually amazing, really. I mean, as I said, Pakistani human rights activists bringing Indian sailors home. Have you told also your young son? We saw pictures of him just now. Have you told your young son that his father is coming home?
Yes, of course, he knows where his papa is, and when people around ask him कि बेटा तेरे पापा कहाँ हैं, तो वो हमेशा बोलता है in his own mother tongue, like in Haryanvi language, वो सोमालिया में डाकुओं ने पकड़ रखा है.
Well, I hope now he knows that he's coming home from those dakus.
Yes, when he listens to, like lastly, his father told me, can you make me talk my son if he has not forgotten me? So I made him talk. तो मेरी भाई की बेटी भी सामने बैठी हुई थी, तो उसने वो बोली कि मैं बात करूंगी, तो उसने कहा नहीं अदिति मेरे पापा हैं. So he was feeling so happy and so nice about it.
Well, Sampa Arya, thank you so much for joining me tonight. As I said, your single-handed effort brought the plight of your husband and other sailors like him to the nation's notice.